Yes, digital product family. Hope you guys are well. Guys, this is the one. It's a coloring one. Fantastic one. This is the one. Guys, you're going to love this digital product video. Check it out. If you love digital products, guys, as usual, before I get going, please hit the like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell. And please, if you find value, I would appreciate if you could share. Thank you so much. So, guys, welcome back, you digital product family. I miss you guys. And we're here again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to whatever time you're watching this video. This one is about coloring books, digital coloring books, and the real reason why you're not getting those sales. Because as those of you that are in the coloring book niche know, it's not the easiest to get those sales, but there's specific reasons why you're not getting those sales. And I'm going to go through them right now. I want to show you two fantastic stores that are getting those sales, that are getting a minimum of 2K a month from their coloring book pages. And just to give you some ideas of how you could maybe get some of those ideas to try and implement in your store for your new digital products, so that you're able to get those all that passive income too. And really is a case of trying to implement and change and tweak. And this is the thing with digital products. Sometimes the smallest changes, the smallest, the most minute changes make a massive difference to conversion, to sales. It's crazy how small things can make a huge difference. And this is what I'm trying to say. Have the patience, have the consistency, have the longevity, have the stamina, guys, to keep going and keep tweaking and keep changing, and don't give up. Many do give up, but don't give up, because if you don't give up and you keep changing and you keep improving, you will get those sales and you will be the winner in the end, and you'll be sitting on that first page reaping the rewards. So do listen and do try and implement some of these tips I'm going to go through today. So look, I'm looking at coloring book. I typed in coloring book and it has a search volume of 160,000 results. Now, we're not really specifically looking at this. Obviously, pages also have has a slightly different search volume, because there are various sub niches, like for adults, for kids, animal ones, 242,000. So there's many sub niches, to be honest, within the coloring, if you like, digital product overarching niche. So what we're going to look at, we're going to look at these two really cool sellers, right? Here's one fantastic seller. They have about 11,000 sales. Now, these guys know what they're doing, and it's very important. And this is what I always say to sellers or newbie sellers, is that have a look and see what people are doing. The beautiful thing about Etsy, it's a marketplace, so you can actually see what works, see what's selling, and sort of obviously create your own ideas, your own style. But obviously it's always a way of learning from other people, so that you're able to create your own style and do your own thing. Now, this fantastic store, and the other thing I definitely would say is you do need some kind of SEO software. Right now, it's a massive, there's a massive volume of people coming into Etsy, but at the same time, on a daily rate, there's lots of sellers coming on as well. And what really sets people apart is knowledge, okay? Knowledge of what they need to do. I keep saying it's a science. This marketplace is a science. If you know what to do and you've done your research properly, you know what to implement. So look, I use EVERBEE. All the links in my description for what I use for my SEO software and all my design stuff. And I basically study things through. I love studying and I love researching and I love analyzing. That's what I love to do. Now, I would look and see what they're doing. So for example, if I'm looking at this store, I'm going to analyze it a little bit, and I'm going to look at a few things because it gives you clues, you see. Now I can see that this seller has many different, if you like, bundles. All right, so there's one tick. Get bundles of related, if you like, themes of coloring books. Okay, So I can already see that, you know, the baby woodland dragon has got 24 pages. That's selling really well, $734. Obviously, it might be a sale on there, so that might be slightly different. I need to check that. But that's been up for 5 months. The next one I can see is this one, this Blooming Fairy one, and that's $615 a month. Good money, guys. Good money for coloring books, right? You know, this one that is only 1 month old is actually making 165. But what I can see is there's this kind of trend where they slowly build momentum. So over time, they will grow. So this one, obviously, this 24 baby woodland dragon, I could imagine being in 2-3 months being maybe $1,000 a month. And so each one of these are the volume together probably is getting this seller over 2K a month, which is, you know, really good, right? Really good for a digital product store. Now, it seems like the store is quite, it's not fully focused on coloring books or coloring pages. There is some clip art, there's some seamless patterns. My suggestion is, this is my advice. When you're a newbie, I don't see a problem. I think you should, in fact, look at having a store that has many types of digital products. It's nice if you can make it sort of relate. So sometimes some designs can go into different types of products. So for example, you might have sunflower tumblers, and then you might have sunflower mug designs. Then you might have some sunflower maybe earring designs, and it might be sunflower coloring pages, right? So you can actually have a design that sits on can be adapted to different products. And I think that's very smart to do, because not only will you increase your visibility on Etsy, but it's a really good way to actually sell things that people like. Because if somebody likes, like I said, sunflowers or Highland cows, or whatever it may be, it could be skulls for Day of the Dead, for example. They might like the tumbler for it, they might like the coloring page for it, they might like a mug design for it, or might like a logo t-shirt design for the skull. So what I'm trying to say is, one design can be used for different products, and that increases your visibility on Etsy. That's another tip. Now, why is the seller doing so well, and why maybe aren't you getting as many sales? Well, look, the main thing is, the one important big thing is, obviously they're doing some good SEO, whether it be the title, whether it be the description, whether it be also the image listing. But I think also importantly is, they are probably producing things that people are looking for, right? That people want to actually buy. Look, there's no point doing a coloring book if someone doesn't want to buy it. So for example, I can imagine if I click on the 2D, actually let me do it by, now, let me just, before I do that, I want to show you something. Look, this store makes, at the time of doing the video, you know, approximately around about 2K a month, right? They have 372 listings. They have 372 on sale. I keep saying it, guys. You need to do sales. Sales are very important, and sales are part and parcel of profitable and successful stores. Every store, the good stores that I've analyzed, mostly have a lot of sales. Now this one has everything on sale. They got coloring book sets, and what they mean by sets is, you know, they got like a collection. You got coloring book singles, you got clip art. We'll leave the clip art for now. They got seamless patterns, okay? They've even got a full shop purchase, right? And they got licenses, and they've even got printed coloring books, okay? So this is what I'm saying. I'm going to go on the popular, right? So let me go back to my product analytics for a second using EVERBEE. And I want to go to this 1 month listing, right? And the reason why I want to go to this 1 month listing, this one's that's been up for 1 month, is because which one is it that I wanted to do actually? Yeah, let me go back to the revenue. Let me sort it by revenue and go to that 1 month listing, the one that's been up for 1 month. So in 1 month, these guys has made $165. Okay, the 5 month one is making 165. This one. So I'm trying to look at the 1 or 2 month ones. Okay, let me click on this one actually. This one is 2 months old. Okay, so quite new, making $149. Let me just click on this for a second, right? I just want to show you something. So fairly new, 2 month old listing, making about $149, right? Estimated they're selling about 30 of these every month. Now, remember, that's not the actual amount. They do have a sale on it. And as we saw, there's a sale on every item in there. And that's important too. It's low in stock, only one left and one basket, which is cool, right? Which is nice to see because it looks like it's popular. The sale ends in 10 hours, so it might go back to the full price. But what is it selling? It's selling 28 sheets of Blooming Fairy Doors coloring book. Now, you might not even think that fairy doors would even be like anything interesting. But let me show you something. The window to the sale, the conversion comes through one thing mainly, and that is the image. Now, this image works. And so what they've done is, because it works, they've replicated it in all of their listings. So if I go back, I can see that all the listings from the store have the same style. Okay, remember, style, image. And it's about style. It's about doing what works. When something works, you replicate it, you double down on it, you do the same thing. Look at all these main images. They're all the same style. They all have the coloring book pages in the background where you can see what you're going to get. You see one image of it colored in, so basically how it looks like if it's colored in. You got the name, and you got in a circle how many pages you get in the bundle, right? Or they're all the same. They're all the same. Look at them. They're all the same because the style works. So when something works, you replicate it, and literally all it is it gives you information that you need. So it's telling you what it's called, it's showing you what it could look like once it's colored in, it's telling you how many pages you're getting, and it's showing you what the pages look like, and then it goes into detail. And that is a very nice idea. That's the window. And then you've got the individual bits where it answers questions. So let me tell you what I mean by answers questions. Some people might ask, do you get a colored version? It tells you in this one, colored version not included, right? Shows you what you could make it look like, right? Gives you that image, right? Next one, right? It tells you more information. I love this. Printable letter size, light and dark versions. There's a light and a dark version that you get. Good. It answers a question because you might be asking that. It shows you what the pages look like. So the idea of a good listing answers questions and shows you exactly what you're getting, guys. All the pages. This is showing you all the pages that you're getting, and it answers questions. You're getting this in printable, letter size, light and dark versions, right? This is what I'm saying. Now, then you can go ahead and analyze the actual listing itself. So I might go further. So I use EVERBEE again, and I'll think to myself, okay, so they're actually doing fairy doors, right? Let's see. Is it actually something? Is it a thing? Now, for something that's 2-month listing and already getting, the sales are coming through 65 sales, that's not too bad. So obviously the store itself is going to attract sales because it seems like it's a decent store. And when you got a store, then you're going to get traffic from different channels. So I accept that. However, it's still something to kind of study, So I'll look at the tags and I'll see what they're kind of looking at, ranking for. Look at this. Blooming houses. So when I'm looking at blooming, this is like falls under blooming houses, blooming doors, which is interesting. So this kind of fantasy, blooming doors, house coloring. This is a bit of a combination of house coloring, blooming houses, flower house color, right? And blooming houses is 120 score, which is amazing. That means it has a volume of 216 searches a month and a competition of 1,837. So really good score. That means it's something to try and rank for. So they are touching on interesting tags that they're trying to rank for. Guys, this is the kind of thing that you need to be doing. You need to be using some kind of SEO software to see what keywords you need to be ranking for. So that you know what you need to produce. That is what informs you what you need to produce in terms of coloring pages. It's never a case of you like something so you're going to produce it, or you think that tigers, cute baby tigers are a cool thing to actually create, because it might not be. You have to go with what people are actually looking for, right? So I want to leave this listing for a minute and I'm going to go to the biggest, the best seller that they have in their collection, because I just want to study that for a second. So let me just get out of this, sorry, and let me go to their bestseller. And as far as I remember, this one is their bestseller at the moment, right? That's a bestseller. and that sells quite a lot. 20 plus views in the last 24 hours. People seem to like this one more than most of them. So we can analyze this one and try and look at why. Now, obviously, this listing's been up for 5 months. $734. Remember, it does have a sale, so you got to take that into account. But what I really want to look at into this one is I want to look at what the tags are like, what the tags are saying. So this jumps at me immediately, guys. This is what I'm talking about. Baby Dragon has a search volume of 158 a month, and it has competition of 731. It has a massive keyword score of 220. Now, to me, that jumps out quite a lot. And it also tells me, informs me, and validates why this coloring book is selling so well. And this is the kind of research, guys, that you really need to get to do. So then once you're validated and you know exactly what is going to be searched for, then you go ahead and create it. And then you make sure that you do these fantastic images. Make sure you have all these keywords in your title. Look at your description. Make sure that it's nice and clear and it's got all those words and clarity and explanation, and then also showing off what the pages will look like, and obviously make sure that they are what people are looking for, Baby Dragon images. Okay, now that's one store. That's one of the stores that are doing really well. This one's slightly different. Again, if this one's very also quite focused on coloring pages. They're all different types. Now again, look what's interesting. 165 listings. What's on sale? 165. Now this again is making approximately 2k a month collectively, right? Now they got about 25,000 sales. They got different types. They got animals, anime, fantasy, flowers, holiday and seasonal, humor, kids and toddlers. Now what I would do this. I would start analyzing the store using EVERBEE. Like I said, all the links in my description. So do check out EVERBEE. So there's a free trial on it, and you can see how it works. I start looking into this. I start drilling down. I go deep into this, and I'm thinking, what sells? What's the biggest seller? Now, like I said, when you add up all the numbers, you have to have lots of different coloring book or pages in different niches, guys, sub niches, loads. Like this one, you got this one, which is the biggest seller, right? We're going to look at these for a second. These two have been around longer than most. So what they've done is they've built up their sales. And obviously, the more sales you get, the more reviews you get, you're obviously going to move up the rankings. So it makes complete sense why they have a lot of sales. But what I like to do is I like to look at those sales, and then I like to go down, because you can see that where the latest ones are. I actually, funny enough, a lot of these were done at pretty much at a similar time, 13 months ago. But some sell better than others. And then you want to look in and say, why are these ones selling so good and the others aren't? So I might click on this. I might look at the store's best coloring book seller, right? And then I want to see a few things, because I've already got a few clues what is going to work. So, for example, bundles work. I keep saying it in nearly every video. Bundles work. Sales work, right? Now, in this case, I'm sure I saw, let me just come out of this. I'm sure I saw that this store had a lot of sales, and maybe all sales. Yeah. So all of these are on sale. Yeah. It says all on sale. I'm not sure what's saying on this one. But it's got 16 in a basket. Now it's got 55 digital coloring pages, printable 50, right? If you were to do bundles, do you remember the last store? I think they had 20 odd or 30 coloring page bundles. Me personally, if I'm new to the game, I come in with 100. I come in with 150. I come in with 200. You know why? Because you don't have any reviews, or you don't have many. When you're coming against people like this one has 53 reviews, okay? When you come up against people with a lot of reviews, or, maybe not a lot, but more reviews than you, then you have to do something else. And what I personally do is I make sure my price is less. I make sure I got a sale price. I make sure my listing looks amazing. My images look amazing. And I make sure I do more bundles. I create so many bundles. I'll make it like 200 bundle and really cool images. So, with this one, it works. So I want to check out why it works. Why is this one of the good sellers? And again, I'm gonna do a bit of my research. I'm gonna look at it a bit more. Look at the title. What's the title about? And then I'm gonna go to the tags and try and see maybe what it's tagging for. So at the minute, it doesn't even look like there's a lot there, and not really amazing numbers. So, however, I can't see cute and spooky, but what probably stands out for me is that there's something to do with this kind of spooky coloring book style that people are liking, and again, this kind of cute animal style. Now, there may be something also with the name, because I don't know the seller, but the name might be of somebody who's an artist. Sometimes if it's an artist that is a little bit known, maybe it might be something where it's to do with the artist. So when you do actually do your research for coloring books, there are actually artists that people buy coloring books because they're the ones that created. So do your research a bit diligently, just to double check that if it is they're buying something for a reason. So this is what I'm saying. When you investigate, don't just look at, when I looked at the tags, nothing really stood out to me. Not like when I looked at the baby dragon, which was a clear thing that it was something that that there was a gap in the market there. For this one, this particular one, I didn't see a gap in the market. However, I don't just stop at one product. I'll probably look at all of these, and then I'll try and see where the gap is, or what it is that makes something sell, right? Now, I would look at this other one. I would look at these flower ones. I do know like the flower and patterns sell well anyway, generally, right? People like those. So I can imagine this being a seller because of this. But I'll look into it and I'll click on it and I'll do a quick analysis. But remember, here's another bundle of 50. When you do yours, make sure you do a bigger bundle, please, because you'll see that this is better. Now, this is selling $192 per month, gets about three reviews a month, and it sells about total sales of 496. Again, they seem to be ranking for these, or these are the tags for them, for teens, adult coloring book, and so on. Nothing really stands out to me, but when I look at let me just look at the product itself. I mean, it's quite nice. It has a clarity in terms of what it's selling. It shows you everything that it's selling, also, which is all there. They're all listed. Okay. But yeah, so this is the kind of thing that I would do. But you know, with the top, if you like, the top, let's say sellers, or the sellers that are getting a large amount, let's say on a monthly basis, you look and see what they're pricing. How much is it? So I would look at the price. This is the price that they're selling 50 digital product coloring pages, right? That's 50 digital coloring pages. Now, if I went back to the other seller, the first seller that we looked at, you want to just do a comparison. So, you know, this one is selling at a cheaper price, right? At a cheaper price. Although they do have less pages. They have less pages, but it's a cheaper price. But in this case, this one is making more money. So what I'm trying to say, sometimes when you go cheaper in price, it doesn't mean you make less money. You might sell more volume and make more money. Okay. So guys, I'm going to leave it there. I hope I gave you some fantastic nuggets that you can go away and maybe help, maybe change up, add, include, you know, investigate, research for your coloring book business. And don't forget to check out EVERBEE, my research tool, my SEO software, and all the other links in my description. I do have playlists for coloring books and how I create it using Midjourney AI very, very quickly. So do check out my playlist, how I create these in like 5 minutes, loads of pages. Check it out. And guys, if you did find value in this video, please hit the like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell. And don't forget to share, guys, because sharing is caring. Take care. See you in the next one.